What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today we're going to talk a little bit about Coach, a little bit about Anthony. Put out a video just a little while ago that I had recorded yesterday. So it was before the Anthony Richardson decision came out to have him be the starter again. But it was about Shane and whether or not he should end up being fired. That was a big topic of conversation that I kept seeing among people. I saw different videos. I saw different things on Twitter and just different things that I've seen people talking about. Man, Shane needs to be gone. We just need to reset everything. And I just wasn't sure that was the case. I still, through this whole thing, continue to tell people like Anthony's the future. That's kind of been my take all along, is that Anthony is still the future. And keeping him with Shane is just a good idea. Do I think obviously some things need to change, some things need to be revamped. Some of the roster obviously needs to be revamped. We got guys that are staying on the team without having production, and they think because they can stay in the NFL that they just don't have to work. Like, oh yeah, we're just going to keep getting this roster spot because I'm here, and there's nobody else coming in to really challenge us. They're not getting any big ticket free agents, and they're only drafting guys, and the guys that they draft usually sit behind me anyway. So and it's been conducive to what Kenny was talking about. People just not working hard enough, right? And then in the decision to get Anthony back, and that's a massive decision. And I think this is where he's going to get people back. And he was finally a little open with the decision to bring Anthony back. And I wanted, just in case you hadn't heard it, I wanted to go ahead and play this for you guys. I hope this isn't crazy loud, but we're going to turn on desktop audio, and then boom, we're going to listen to what Shane has to say, and then we'll talk some more.
I'll start off. I want to address, Anthony's situation. I've said the process for a long time. And what I mean by that, it's the attention to detail in everything he does, from the classrooms to the walkthroughs to practice to the weight room, all those little things, right? It just got to be at a higher standard. And that's what was talked about. And that's where we went with it. And so that was discussed with him 2 weeks ago. And those are the conversations that took place. And over the last 2 weeks, he's made strides in those areas, big time strides, becoming a pro's pro. And is he a finished product? No, he's not. And it's my job to help him get there along with the rest of the coaching staff. But he's a hell of a talent. Like I said, we've never lost faith or belief in him and his abilities. And he's shown strides. He really has. And with that being said, he will be our starter again. He's going to start this week. He's going to start the rest of the season. All right, and we're going to go from there. And I informed Joe of the decision yesterday. He's the ultimate pro. He respects the decision, understands it. I talked to the team this morning about it as well. I informed them of the decision. And look, everyone has a different journey, right? Everyone has a different way, development, and how you go about the process. And everyone wants instant gratification right now. And sometimes it doesn't work like that. And you fight through these times. And I love Anthony. He's a great person. Got great faith in him and his abilities to be our franchise quarterback.
All right, so there you have Shane Steichen laying out what it was, and I'm just gonna say it was like everything that I tried to tell you guys is basically what that was. It wasn't so much his performance as it is everything else, all the minute details. And the things that had to be cleaned up, right? Professionalism is a part of that. How to be a leader and how to lead off the field, right? Being on the field and leading guys is one thing, but a lot of, right, the preparation, it's all off the field type stuff. You got to be able to prepare the right ways, get everybody else to buy in and prepare the right ways, and you got to be the leader of that, right? Which, is the tap out the reason for him, not playing these last couple games? Partly, right? It's not like as simple as saying this is the reason why. But that was okay, he thinks this is okay as an NFL quarterback. This is the time you need to do this, slap on the wrist type of thing, which is where I've been at the whole time. I saw somebody who commented on my video earlier about the Anthony Richardson news, and I haven't replied to it yet, but I saw that somebody commented on there and said that, lump me in with all the people that wanted Joe Flacco, right? Which I guess in a way you could say that. I just want to reiterate that this whole time my position has been, whether it's one game to the bye week or the rest of the season, if Joe Flacco's winning, then this is a good thing for Anthony Richardson. It'll be good for him to get humbled a little bit, to go talk to the coaches, say, these are things we need you to work on. And just like Shane just said, he talked to Anthony and the offensive staff. They all talked to Anthony and Chris Ballard about, hey, these are things that you need to work on. These are things we need to see you improve in. And that's what we've talked about here on this channel. There's just those small maturity type things that he just has to figure out. And I think coming back from this, right, everything that he's been through is going to make him tougher, right? He's still only 22 years old. He turned 22, what's that, about 6 months ago, not even 6 months ago. He turned 22 years old. So like, he's still very young, but he's going to be, for what he is right now, like here in a couple years, we're going to have one of the toughest quarterbacks physically and mentally. He's going to be able, like we've already seen him in game, how in the second half, you know, he can lead a comeback. He's not scared of the moment, and he can be that guy. So I think overall, like this whole thing is going to end up being positive, right? And when you look at what Anthony did, and I'm not going to sit here, you could listen to his entire press conference. I think it was 5 or 6 minutes. I actually got it here. It's 6 minutes, 43 seconds. I just watched it before I turned this on. And exactly the things that I would want to hear from Anthony, and it is what I heard. And Anthony's just the type guy, like you've listened to him over the time, like he's going to tell you how he really feels. Right, just like when he told the reporters, man, I'll be honest with you, I was just tired. Like he's going to be honest about how he feels. Kind of wears his heart on his sleeve, which I can respect. And Anthony, dude, the stuff he was talking about, and him understanding the magnitude of the moment, the magnitude of the position, like reiterate, that is what we've talked about this whole time. All I want to see from Anthony is the continuation of, hey, just continue to mature and grow and learn and figure out how to be able to lead guys on and off the field, prepare the right ways to be able to go and win, right? That championship mindset, right? You hear people say that, but unless you've ever been around that in your life, whether at different stages, right? Whether, you know, youth, you know, high school, college, pro, whatever it may be, like just and not even really in sports, it's really just success of any kind, right? And the pursuit of that success, you know, really all comes down to the details. And if you hit on the details, like you'll find your way, right? And he talked about consistency. If you're consistent and you're disciplined, you'll find your way. So a lot of really good things. We've seen the talent from Anthony Richardson, right? Now the only thing, you know, for me, obviously coming back, it was only a couple weeks, so it's not like he had a bunch of time to work on his mechanics, but not getting all the reps with the starters gives him extra time to sit back and work on his own stuff. Was he doing individual stuff, you know, during team periods? Probably not. He was probably with the team. But I would assume, and I would at least hope, that Anthony's, you know, the kind of guy where, you know, with this, you know, kick in the rear, that it's going to give him, hey, let's come before practice, stay after practice, prepare in the meeting room, prepare on the field, hone in on mechanics and whatnot. How much of that has changed in the last couple of weeks? You know, he's not going to come out and all of a sudden be throwing, you know, 68% completion every game and we're going to go on a magical run. Like, I don't expect that, but I do expect us to be more enjoyable to watch. That's for sure. We're definitely going to be better to watch and more bearable to watch. And with Anthony, you're going to get those ups and downs, but it's just been very clear. And listen, I have stood on the fact, if the guy that commented on the Anthony Richardson video earlier comes back, hey, I've stood on the fact this whole time that I will take the L and just say, yes, I want Anthony back. Come back. Okay. At the end of the day, like I had mentioned at the beginning of this whole thing, hey, one game till the bye week or into season. I was hoping it'd just be one game, just a little bit of accountability, show him how fragile the quarterback position is in the NFL and put him back out there. Okay. The way the defense is playing, I think we have a shot to actually be able to win some games, especially coming toward the end of the year. Obviously we have the Jets. This is a winnable game. It's a winnable game if we can put up some points. I also think, you know, the Lions is going to be tough. Maybe the Super Bowl champion this year. So that's going to be a very tough game. But then at the end of the year, right, as you go down, the rest of the schedule gets a little easier. We got the bye week coming up to reevaluate, work on some things, heal up for those last few games. The Broncos are included in there, but end of season should be pretty good for us, to be completely honest. So we'll see if we can make something happen. You know what I mean? But for right now, with Anthony Richardson, just gonna have to remember, hey, this is the development. Okay, this is the development. He's coming back. Now he's got to knock that rust off again. He had to take some time off earlier in the season, came back, had some clear rust. He's got to come back. He's got to knock the rust off. We got to get him going quick. We got to get him going in the run game. We got to get JT going in the run game. We're going to have to get the ball into the hands of our playmakers quickly. Right? Don't give Anthony time to sit back. Draw up plays where, hey, it's coming out of your hand fast. If it's not coming out of your hand fast on this play, you're giving it to JT. And we're going to do that on first and second down and live with what we have to do on third down. And honestly, I think that's the way that we should approach this. Obviously, Shane as a coach, he'll do it how he wants to do it. And, if the players still have faith in Shane, I still have faith in Shane. It hasn't been perfect. It hasn't been great. But again, you have some of the veteran players that have always talked good about Shane and continue to. So I'm going to be on the Shane train still. And as I mentioned in the video just a little while ago, if you got to the end of that video, if you haven't seen the video about Shane, go check that out after this. But, I just think at the very least, Shane will be here until the end of 2025, just the way it is, just the way it's going to be, at least, hopefully, right? Now, hopefully Chris Ballard, hopefully I have a new GM in the offseason. And then if we have a new GM, hey, he might give, Shane and Anthony 1 year, might give them 2 years. Who knows, right? So we'll see what happens. Of course, that's a lot of future thinking. But for the time being, Anthony is back. And everything sounds good, man. Shane coming out talking about, hey, this is why we did it. Anthony being vulnerable and admitting, like, hey, these are things that I know I need to work on, some things that I had to go back to the lab on, but talking about how much it means to him and the dedication that it's going to take, knowing how much it's going to take and how much dedication and work he's got to put in to be that guy, which is, again, all I wanted out of this. I don't know about you. All I wanted out of this was that bit of maturation from Anthony Richardson, just to get a little more mature. And dude, he found it. Shane is doing a good job, and Jim Bob, they're doing a good job in the fact that they're helping him become a man, right? This is all a part of just maturing in a lot of ways. It is just a part of becoming a man. And again, he's only 22 years old, man. So shout out to the coaches who are young themselves, but old enough to know what Anthony's going through. And they're helping him through it. And I expect Anthony to come back and have a bounce back, right? These players on the team believe in him. The coaches believe in him. Fans have been wanting him back. Man, we're playing the Jets in MetLife. That's really too bad. Because first time Anthony comes back to Lucas Oil as a starter is going to be against the Lions. And boy, that could go bad for the entire team because the Lions are a very good football team. But nonetheless, Anthony's back. Great day. Shane, let me know your thoughts on Shane now that he's gotten Anthony Richardson back in the lineup. If you listened to his press conference and you heard more of his comments, right? How are you feeling about Shane as we go forward? What are your thoughts on Shane? What are your thoughts on Anthony getting the job back? I'm very curious where Colts Nation is with this whole thing on both Shane and AR now that the decision was made that Colts Nation wanted. So you guys let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Of course, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we have any more content dropping on this channel. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.